Okay, this is going to be probably an unpopular opinion, but I would like to present to you that based on scripture, Greek gods, little g gods, are demons as described in the Bible, and I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, and we're going to pick up reading right here at number 19. Now he is warning against idolatry. Okay, people who were sacrificing to idols. What am I saying then? That food sacrificed to idols is anything, or that an idol is anything? No. But I do say that what they sacrifice to demons and not to God. I do not want you to be participants with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot share in the Lord's table and the table of demons. Or are we provoking the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than He? Okay. Not only that, but also in Deuteronomy. Okay, this is Deuteronomy chapter 32. And I'm going to start reading over here in verse 16. They provoked his jealousy with different gods. They enraged him with detestable practices. They sacrificed to demons, not God, to gods they had not known, new gods they had just arrived, which your fathers did not fear. Okay, so here again, it's referencing little g gods as being demons. So then I'm going to jump over here to the book of Acts, chapter 14, and I'm going to start down here. Now, this is when Paul and Barnabas were traveling around preaching the gospel, and as they were doing so, they were doing signs and wonders. Okay, so right here, they stayed there a long time, spoke boldly for the Lord, who testified to the message of his grace by enabling them to do signs and wonders. So then down here, Paul said in a loud voice to a paralyzed man, "Stand up to your feet." He jumped up and began to walk. When the crowds saw what Paul had done, they shouted, saying, "The gods, little g gods, have come down to us in human form. Barnabas they called Zeus, and Paul they called Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. The priest of Zeus," okay, so right there it's telling us that this little g god had its own priest, whose temple was just outside the town, brought bulls and wreaths to the gate because he intended with the crowds to offer sacrifice. So right here, it's referring to Zeus and Hermes, both part of the Greek god mythology, as little g gods that they sacrifice to. And we know that those are demon representations. Not only there, but also in Acts chapter 19, starting over here, verse 23. About that time, there was a major disturbance about the way. For a person named Demetrius was a silversmith who made silver shrines of Artemis, which was a goddess. Okay? And he's upset because Paul was persuading a considerable number of people by saying that gods made by hand are not gods, right? And it references the temple of the great goddess Artemis, which was also called Diana by the Romans. Right here, you see that. So here they started worshiping the goddess Artemis, which is also part of Greek mythology. It's a demon. And I bring this up because Greek mythology, Greek gods are still something that is talked about, like even today, and is in a lot of our entertainment and movies, things like that. So we have to realize as Christians, as followers of Jesus Christ, what we are exalting. They're demons.